notes about the sweet tea shit. You know?
Yeah. All right, bro. Let's get this pulled up. Pulled up. Yeah. All right, bro. I hate how delayed YouTube is compared to Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay, got that.
All right, man. Yeah, I think I got it.
All right, let me throw it on the Instagram.
Whoa. We got the. We need to move this.
Whoops.
And yeah, just don't go that way.
You want to cut these lights off?
Put it up on the big screen up there. 'Cause that TV is different. No, I think we're. Well, you can cut yours off if you want.
Alexa, turn off the office lights.
And you got that. You got her on command, son.
Oh, yeah. I can also control
Alright, so we live on the damn.
Yeah, we live. They can't see anything. I mean,
Yakety yak.
cuts off.
Don't
right
talk back. Alright. Let's do it. Oh, fuck. Damn, did y'all hear my collarbone pop? Alright.
Episode 80. Going down now. Hit the link.
It's Friday. Tune in. Take care. Nope. Fuck that.
EP 80. Going down now. Hit the link to watch.
Happy Friday.
That point was hard. Let's do it. Jimmy in the chat. What up, young James?
What's up, brother? All right. Is this thing on? You talking to yours real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's up and welcome to Around with the Boys podcast. On this show, we talk about life, sports, business, and all the cool shit in between. I'm your host, James Rackley. Along with me, as always, is my co-host,
Johnny Dunleavy.
Mr. Johnny Dunleavy. So sit back, relax, crack you a cold one, and enjoy the show.
Let's enjoy the show.
I kept it original today.
Kept it original. Happy Friday, everybody. It's episode 80 of Around with the Boys podcast. Like, follow, subscribe, call us, 910-726-3900.
Mm-hmm.
Today is June 10th. Summertime,
is.
officially summertime around the corner.
Yeah. It's coming, but guess what? It's already hot as summertime out
So
there.
hot, and the sun does not set till like 8:45 now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, how's your week, bro?
It's been pretty good. Like, I mean, obviously hot, but getting some stuff done, building some decks, just getting prepared for tomorrow.
I heard that. Yeah, I've been nursing the hole in my leg.
Yeah, and like
Jimmy can see it right now. It's
I'm
gross.
staring at it. I mean, it's bad. I mean, like he definitely should have got stitches. It looks like a nasty ass upside down mouth guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just gross.
Emily said it's like the Kool-Aid man with an upside down face.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's about what it looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty gross, but it's not like chicks dig scars, so it's fine. Today we are going to talk. It's an international day that is near and dear to Jimmy's heart. We'll talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Summertime, new music is coming out. We're gonna have a caller call in and discuss some drama in the music in the hip hop world right now that we don't really know anything about.
I've just heard rumblings, but never really.
Apparently it affects a lot of the top rappers right now and songs that everyone enjoys and don't really know what's going on. So we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Live golf and the feathers that they're rustling.
Yeah.
And finish off sports. So today is International Sweet Tea, or National Sweet Tea Day.
Yes, National Sweet Tea Day.
Your favorite drink?
It is. I mean, if you're from the South, I'd be shocked to hear a different answer than sweet tea is your favorite.
Very shocked, and it is.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a shocking thing when you come from up north and have sweet tea for the first time, right? Because I experienced that. You have grown up here.
Yeah, I just grew up.
You just
with
knew what it was.
Yeah.
Up north, we would get like it was like lemon tea. It was like brisk iced teas. It was always iced tea.
Yeah.
And a half and half up there was a tea lemonade, but it wasn't sweet tea. It was always like lemon, tea, like Nestle tea. I moved down here.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, okay, I'll get a tea. And I remember taking a sip and being like, what is this shit?
Damn, so you remember your first sweet tea?
I absolutely 100% remember my first sweet tea, yes.
That's insane.
Yeah, because I think we had gone to, where did we go? One of the first places we went to around here, I think, was the Sawmill.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Sawmill's been there for like ever.
It is, but like that's definitely sweet tea for
sure. Or Jimbo's, it might have been.
Was it Jimbo's?
Yeah, because like, up north, diners like a thing.
Yeah.
And funny story, actually, Jimbo, the guy who owns Jimbo's, so a lot of people don't know is that the Greeks have a stronghold on diners up and down the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my dad up in Jersey, where in the town that he worked in, Summit Diner was like, God, one of the best breakfast sandwiches you ever have. And there's another couple diners he went to. Turns out, the guy who owns Jimbo's, his cousin was the one owning the diners up there that my dad was going to.
Damn.
Crazy. But I remember getting and taking a sip of that and being like, this is not iced tea. It's not.
Yeah.
I love it now.
Yeah.
But then I was a little pissed. I was like, where's my Arizona iced tea? I need my 99-cent Great
Yeah,
White.
nah, bro. See, like, sweet tea, when it's made fresh, like when it's fresh, it is directly from heaven, man. Like no doubt. What?
My brother's in the chat, he said sips. You remember what sips are?
Uh-uh.
Sips was spelled with two S's. It was SSIPS. They were little juice boxes. And they were lemon tea, Sips lemon tea. Our older brother would buy them by the cases and crush. He would hide them in his fridge in the basement room. And, dude, if you got a hand on his Sips, he'd be pissed. But that Sips were like the thing.
Yeah, see, that's almost like a soda-esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for sweet tea, you don't just, like, walk around. For me, I don't just, like, have sweet tea in my, I go to the store or, like, keep it. Because I'm not buying. First off, everything you said about all that stuff, that's not sweet tea to me.
Right.
That's just something y'all made up.
Well, it isn't. It's not technically not sweet tea by the definition.
Yeah.
It's lemon tea.
Well, even brisk sweet tea or all those fake things that they say sweet tea in a can, it's not sweet tea, dude. Sweet tea actually has to be made, like, right there, sugar dumped in, stirred, all that stuff, just like you did at the restaurant.
Yep.
That's tea. That's sweet tea.
Yep.
Okay, and sweet tea is good with meals.
Mm-hmm.
Any meal. Breakfast, lunch, dinner is dank with it, right?
Yeah.
And also, so if I was out there busting my ass working in the yard or building a deck, right? I either want a beer, like this, I'm talking when I'm done, showered and all that. Beer or sweet tea.
Yeah.
Because I've already drank water and all that. I'm just saying the after one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's nothing better than, like, you're hot outside and a cold glass of sweet tea, and I mean cold.
Yeah. Has to be cold.
Brings you back, dude.
Ice cold.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, an ice cold sweet tea when you're hungover is like almost better than a Gatorade.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah. Honestly, it helps my hangover.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
That's true. And I do remember my sister. Now, my sister has been, she made the change to Southerner far before the rest of us. She went to school at Belmont Abbey while I was still living in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So she had already been down in North Carolina for about 3 or 4 years by the time we moved down.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to her house, and she was brewing the tea on the stove, putting the sugar in it, putting it in a pitcher and in the fridge. And Steven, my brother-in-law, I was like, "Oh, Kate, I can't believe this Northerner makes the best sweet tea." And
dude, that's how it is.
Kate's a phenomenal cook as it is in the kitchen, but she, her sweet tea is top.
Yeah, and it's amazing. And it's a must-have. I'm telling you, I don't. Dude, obviously I do coffee at breakfast, but lunch and dinner it's sweet tea, and dinner it's sweet tea and beer.
Even a cold. I mean, you get up and you're like, "Oh man," you go get a biscuit and a cold sweet tea in the morning.
Yeah,
it can really get you started.
There it is.
Off on
Now,
the right foot.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you a little bit of history, then I'm going to tell you where my favorite places to get sweet tea.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need to rank them.
Yeah, we'll do that, but I just want to give you a little bit of history, so I'm not going to, even try to pronounce this French dude's name, but some French explorer, introduced tea leaves to Charleston, South Carolina, okay? So, he was trying to, get a new trade going. But anyway, that's where it got started, but it's called a little place called Summerville, South Carolina.
Okay.
It's on the outskirts of Charleston, was where, sweet tea was actually invented. But so, the Boston Tea Party was up there, but it actually was grown, at the beginning down here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Did they grow it like the tobacco fields?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Probably the same way.
Yeah, that I don't know because I'm not a farmer here.
Yeah.
But, so this is, I was kind of curious, okay, when did it actually come on the scene?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So sweet tea blew up at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. That's kind of what gave the big popularity because a lot of people came to it. And it's what is this? Oh, it's sweet tea.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's when they first started putting the shit on ice, which is crazy. So imagine having a sweet tea on ice for the first time.
How refreshing!
Oh my God!
God knows.
Out of control refreshing. So anyway. So you had that going on, but basically they traced it back to the Somerville place, it being sweet from old newspaper articles of Confederate soldiers just having picture a Veterans Day event, and they go hang out and have a big picking, and they brought sweet tea, because they were listing out what they brought to the picking or whatever.
Right.
So that's how it was, and then it just spread from the big fair. Because if you think about it, now we got commercials on TV, we got all kinds of advertisement. This was straight word of mouth.
Yeah.
And
they said the first recipe was published as early as 1879.
Mm-hmm.
So Charleston area is the birthplace of the sweet tea.
Yeah, but let's call it Somerville because I know there's some big Somerville pride out there.
Yeah.
And they have a massive, I've seen in the article, a massive sweet tea glass that can hold 2,000 gallons or something, 2,600 gallons, some crazy number.
Yeah.
But anyway, they fill that up, I guess, once a year.
It's a lot of tea.
That's a lot of tea, dude, or something like that. But anyway, that's pretty interesting. But to the rankings,
who you got? What's your number one? Actually, let's start at number one.
Start at one.
Okay, you start at 3.
Dude, here's what I'm gonna tell you. It's hard to even place a number one. So I would say for number one for me, just shout out to my family and my rest in peace to my grandfather, Rose Hill Restaurant.
Oh.
Shout out to Rose Hill, North Carolina. They make great sweet tea.
Yeah.
Okay, because I said, it's good with meals. That shit is the kind where it's you put your spoon in and it stands up. You know what I mean?
She's sweet.
Yeah. Okay, that's that kind. But in terms of fast food, there's also, you said, hungover. So if I'm hungover, I'll like this certain tea better than that tea. You get what I'm saying?
That's fair.
And also, I have noticed over the years, Mexican restaurants make great sweet tea.
That's very true.
But it's a different kind of flavor tea. I've noticed that, or it's not the same. It's a different cut because it tastes different, but it's still good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Mexican restaurants are phenomenal at it.
Okay.
But that's also a mood type thing. You got to be in that mood. But I'd say every day go to, I'd take it regardless whenever would be probably Chick-fil-A. Okay.
Very good.
Hungover, cookout sweet tea is amazing.
Huh.
It'll really get you through it. Yeah. That and an M&M milkshake, which I get every time. And also sometimes
Cookout is a restaurant for those that don't know. It's a fast food restaurant.
Oh, dude, if you don't know, it's crazy. You can get all these combos. Literally, if you
for the low.
Yeah. But don't be so like the line gets really long there. Like don't be the guy that gets to the menu and has to read it right there. Like we got internet now. Read it on your phone. Come prepared.
Yeah.
Because we're all like trying to roll here. That's the whole point of Cookout. It's like quick.
If you want good people watching, you go to Cookout between 1:30 and 3:30 a.m.
Yeah, you'll see some arrests, some fights, some stuff like that. But
Cookout. So Chick-fil-A is your number one overall.
I would think and because otherwise I would say family sweet tea.
Yeah.
Like when my mom makes sweet tea.
I'll be honest. I tell you, he's got a good one too.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
See,
I like it.
I'm not a McDonald's fan of the tea. It tastes too much. To me, I feel like I'm drinking it like it's like what are the little tin things they put them in?
Tea urns.
Yeah, whatever. No. The thing it sits in, and where do you get that we had to clean out all the time.
Those are called urns.
Okay, whatever. Those taste. That's what it tastes like. It's like I'm just
like
drinking.
metal?
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's what I get.
Chick-fil-A's is fire though, because it's in that like fountain.
Yeah.
Or no, they put it in the urns
They had to put
too.
it in urns too. Yeah.
It's weird. Their lemonade is in the fountain. There's something about a Sunjoy. That's what they call their Arnold Palmers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
James is right. He said the finger cuts from the tea urns were awful. He's correct.
Yeah. Just be careful. Metal will get you.
But they call their Arnold Palmer, which is half sweet tea, half lemonade. They call it a Sunjoy, obviously, because Arnold Palmer's not an idiot and has his.
Yeah, that's his.
That's his. And golf courses are installing. I saw a video. Little drink, basically like fountain drink dispensers, but it's just two things.
Yeah.
And it's sweet tea and lemonade, like on the course. So you can make your own Arnold Palmer as you go about the course.
That's awesome.
Bring in a little vodka. You're in for a hell of a day.
Yeah, you're in for a swell day.
But the Sunjoy is just so good. I'm a big fan. I would take a sweet tea mixed with a lemonade over a regular sweet tea all day.
For sure.
It's so good.
Well, dude, I'll tell you this. Though. Here's a little tip for you out there. If you own a restaurant or planning to open a restaurant in the South, have that on point. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't go to certain restaurants because I know their tea sucks. And if I really want, sometimes I really want a tea. And if I'm paying, now it's asinine, but like $2.99 for your drink.
Yeah.
You get multiple refills. I want good sweet tea on my refills, and I don't drink soda, because like I just don't.
Yeah, you never have.
No, I will. I mean, I'm talking occasional root beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, hey, get it, because there's a restaurant in town. I won't even name it, but they switched from they made their own sweet tea, and then they brought this shit brisk or what? I don't even know what it is. It's like one of those you put in the box, just like soda, and it comes out, and it's like, dude, it's like, oh, it tastes the same. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't. Don't look me in the eye. Yeah.
No, it definitely wouldn't. It definitely wouldn't taste the same because it's like a syrup. It's syrup mixing with soda water. Probably not even soda water.
You can't
regular.
tell. Yeah, I'm talking about fresh sugar right there. Like, nah, dude, it's not the same. So
brewing it up. The Moe's. We used to make good sweet tea at Moe's.
Hell yeah, because I'm still proud to this day. Ricky Meeks saluted my sweet tea, and I got to hear it.
I wonder if he's running for mayor.
He might be
for the 39th time.
Yeah, he's. For those of you who don't know, he's like a local. We might have talked about him before. He's a local celebrity here.
Go both teams.
Yeah,
that's what he used to say.
Just a real. Yeah. He's just a real, real happy guy. You know, but
no, it's a National Sweet Tea Day. Go out there and get you a sweet tea. Throw some vodka in it. What was that? What was that sweet tea vodka that was kind of hot for a little while?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, what was the name of that shit? It was like before the Fireball craze. Does anybody in the chat remember that?
I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not a big liquor guy.
I don't know. Either way, sweet tea goes great with summertime. Also, new music goes well with summertime.
New music is a must for summertime.
I'm dying because there is none so far. Post Malone dropped an album last week. I love Post Malone. My online persona is Vite Iverson. That is my gaming name across all the platforms. And big fan of Posty, banger after banger after banger. This album, though, what were you doing? I think it's terrible.
Dude.
It's very in his feelings, singing a lot.
It was, to me, it was a very quick.
Firefly, that's it.
Firefly.
That was the sweet tea vodka.
And shout out to D's Nuts. Brisk is trash. It's all trash. Any other brand that you have out there that's not original is trash.
Yeah.
But yeah, that album, it literally was like hearing the same. It was like an hour-long song. It was the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, and like he has had songs like that on previous albums, and that's great. But also on those albums, there are bangers.
Yeah,
zero bangers on.
It was, as they say in acting, it was one-noted. Okay, there was no other experiences except just shit, like sad.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was.
It was very sad. So I don't know what the deal is with Posty. Hopefully he snaps out of it. I know there is new music on the way. Couple big names dropping albums soon.
Mm-hmm.
We are, well, our buddy Mike, we've talked about this, all right?
Yeah.
Is releasing his new song in a couple weeks, but tomorrow we're shooting the music video for it,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be a really unique experience. We've done one music video, and it was on a Sony Handycam.
And it was kind of a joke.
But it was fire. It's called 21 Forever.
Yeah.
YouTube took it, and we've never been able to find it again.
Yeah, because I wish maybe we'll talk to YouTube one day and try to dig in the archives, because it's an archive.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was on the internet, so
Yeah.
it's there. But Tommy with Nubs Media, who we've had on the show,
Mm-hmm.
is doing it with the drone, the cameras, the whole 9 yards. Song's called Gimme That.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play a little snippet for the people right now.
Okay, you can do that now.
And then I'm going to throw the whole song at the end, but this is the hook.
Give me a little bit of rock, a little rap, little bit of coke, keep it more jack. Give me fish biting on the end of a reel. Give me first time love in a summertime feel. Give me 4 days in the sunshine. Give me weekends, give me more time. Give me little lady gonna love me for me. A little lady gonna love me for me. Yeah.
So I'll put the whole song at the end. But, yeah, Mike's pretty – he wrote this, funny story. He wrote this driving home, super hungover from Wilmington, like literally 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, from it was me, him, and Scene, and I think my brother might have been. We went out all night. I'm not talking shut it down.
Yeah.
And we were quite disheveled the next morning, and this man hits me with a snippet of this at like 7:30 that night.
Dude,
and I was like, son of a bitch.
He showed me – so when he was driving –
can you hand me a beer?
when he was driving home –
Because if y'all don't know, me and Mike used to rap back in the day.
Yeah, we
and
talked. Yeah.
But I'm saying for those who are new listeners, like I'm talking when we were, I'd say from 19 to about 23.
Yep.
And Mikey's 2 years younger than me, so
Yeah.
there you go.
And
But he's kept going.
you can go on datpiff.com. It's called Bus Pass the First Class.
Yeah.
But he's got this song and he's got 3 more. He wants to do an EP and whatever. And listen now, Mike, 12 years ago, we were way ahead of our time.
That's right.
Had we had TikTok and all this all we had back then was Twitter was just starting and Facebook. That was it. I mean, we were putting all of our music out via Reverb Nation. Like SoundCloud wasn't a thing. iTunes was there, but it was hard. So it's kind of crazy that back then we were doing all this stuff with no money.
Yeah.
And now Mike has built a very successful business and is
It's called Raleigh Plumbing Department.
yeah, the
Give him a shout.
RPD.
Yeah, he throws a
sticking
little,
it back to the
throws
police.
a little dig at the cops. But
yeah, he does commercial plumbing, like new build, and it's big now. He's really built it.
yeah.
So now he's like, well, let's give it a go now. I
Yeah.
can spend some money.
Because at the end of the day, music is still a passion, you know.
Yeah, and I think it always will be. And there's people
Forever.
that are older who don't, like this. The other Mike guy is 33. He's just now getting noticed. He's been doing it 10 years. But now he's starting to get up there.
Man, he was was he a professional baseball player?
He could have been. Boy, oh boy, this remind me of that Kenny Powers.
Shit.
But yeah, so that's going down tomorrow.
Yeah, so we're gonna see if we can shoot a music video. Basically, is what we're saying.
Yeah, listen, we just try things. Like, you don't get anywhere
Yep.
without trying.
But here's the deal, though. Mike's gonna do it. It's going down. He'll have his EP out. Let's call it by the end of the summer. We're gonna have this go. He's really gonna push it, and hey, you can follow our journey and see if we can get Mike famous.
Yeah, Mike McDougal.
Yeah,
That's the
what
other one.
That's what he's going by. Mike McDougal.
Yeah, so his names have been something else.
Saint Mike.
No, the first one was Killer Mike.
Killer Mike. Saint
but then
Mike.
he realized that the real Killer Mike was
Yeah.
already a thing. And then it was Saint Mike.
McDougal.
And then
Because he was saying Google Dougal.
Mike Dougal
Yeah.
was a bit. Yeah, Google Dougal.
Mm-hmm.
Which I had thought he should have ran with. But, I mean, he's older now.
It's not bad, but here it is, man, and it's cool, man. He's like Puff Daddy, just changing names, and now he's about to get it. But so look out for that. It'll be fun. You'll see all of us in it. and we should do a decent job with it, and maybe you'll like some of his music coming out.
Yeah. We have a caller who's attempting to call in now. I'm texting him. Okay, so Lil Daniel was about to call in.
Yeah, a.k.a. Downtown Dan. He's been on this program before.
Downtown Dan, and I've mentioned him and I don't really see eye to eye when it comes to his music taste, but there's one thing that he does know, and it's what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, this dude might as well be a hip-hop blog.
Dude, he really should. Like, he tried to do the he might still be doing the McIntyre Report, but he should definitely do a hip-hop blog, because that would be entertaining as shit.
Yeah.
Because I will say his opinion is always unique. You might have a little argument here with Johnny and him.
Hello. This call is being recorded. If you do not wish to be recorded, please hang up now.
Hold on. Don't hang up.
All right, Dan.
Oh, there he goes.
You good?
Yeah, man. I can hear you guys. How's it going, fellas?
Downtown Dan, tell us what it is.
Welcome to the show, Dan.
Hey, man. Yeah, so as you said, there is a lot of drama, especially, mainly coming from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
For people, I don't know how well, people know the rap scene, but these guys are actually pretty well-known characters. Young Thug and Gunna have released a lot of songs over the past, I'd say, like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to play some songs, maybe like in an edit, so people these songs will click with faces. But there is a big beef in Atlanta between Young Thug and Gunna, who are a part of this gang called YSL, or Young Stoner Life.
And they're on the same team, right?
We look at it as, like team. Hey, they're on this side, they're on this side, and there is a battle. And then there is the bigger thing here that is the Georgia law on essentially gangs. And so essentially what they're trying to do is they are pinning a RICO case, and they have to basically say that this is not a label, this is not a rap group, this is an organized crime. And so basically what they're trying to prove is that Young Thug is the leader of this group, and then the other group, which is YFN, which is run by a guy named YFN Lucci. And his, I guess, big song was "Every Day We Lit, You Can't Tell Me Shit." Yeah, all right. So that was a really big song, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So those two have a long-standing beef, and I'm going to kind of break down, where this beef kind of started and, what made the cops start looking into them in the first place.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that's where we should start is, why did anybody look at these guys? Can you tie rap? The big thing about this case is this is going to be the first time where they're going to try to tie rap lyrics to actual events that have happened in life.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, hey, this isn't just art. This is real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys want to comment on that about
I will.
You feel about it. It's a big debate right now.
Well, I mean, because they tried to do that, if you remember, with 50 Cent and all that. Because he was saying names, people like, oh, he's snitching, because the cops were literally looking into it to try to figure out shootings, and if you think about it, let's be honest, majority of rap is violent
and storytelling.
and it's storytelling. So
it's the whole thing about, can you tie speech to violence?
Well,
that's where this is all going, because this is going to start in rap, and it's going to lead to other. What a lot of people are saying, because just like the deal in Chicago, there's a big guy that covered, just like you say, I'm covering this on a blog. There's a big blogger out of Chicago, and his name's DJ Academic. And about 10 years ago, there was a ton of violence in Chicago, and everybody's starting to report it, right? And then you have all these gun laws coming down. And essentially what we have going on right now is you have the Trump thing going on right now with January 6th, and they're trying to say, hey, was his speech inciting the violence? Are these rap lyrics, are they inciting the violence? Can we tie those two together? And I think that's the other side of this case, because in order for this case to be successful, they're going to have to tie events to songs.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, but it can't, there's one thing, it can't be flimsy. I could have said, I could say.
Oh, wait, when I tell you what happened in this case, you're going to be like, oh, this is not flimsy. This is very, very deep. This is not, oh, you caught me with a little bit of lean.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, if you deliberately say shit on your song and they like backtrack it and it like they could prove it and people come out. I mean, dude, how would you not be able to say that's not? I mean, they're doing, at the end of the day, they're doing their job, and if you're just ratting on yourself on a song, putting it worldwide,
yeah, like
why couldn't you like change a name or make a fake name or like
how real is too real?
You know what I mean? Like,
you know, it's like, yeah, they are going by aliases. They are saying like, hey, like, you know, just because you say like, let's go Blood, it doesn't mean you're a Blood member. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you can, you know, how many times do they make fun of rappers all the time? How they make songs about shooting people up and how they're gangster and all that shit's fake as hell. They're creating a persona. But yes, like if they can actually tie these to real events, and that's the hard thing, is how do you tie it? How do you find it? And that's the other interesting part about this case and why there's a lot of conspiracy theories, is because there's a lot of recordings. Apparently, you know, number one, just to give you guys a breakdown, 28 people were arrested in a RICO case with 58 indictments. So
Jesus.
they are planning to submit around 180 pieces of evidence. So nobody's seen the evidence yet. So we don't know exactly what they have, but we do know when they raided Young Thug's house, which this is the other shocker part. He gets caught with switches, which, you know, switches on a gun, if you don't know it, it essentially just makes your pistol automatic. Like it basically is an alteration of your pistol to make it automatic. And that's a charge of a minimum of 10 to 15 years.
Yeah,
So that
terrorist
right
weapon.
there is, okay, he's gone for a while. And then they found tons of drugs, like 20 other weapons in the home, when he already knew he was being watched. So there's a big question as well, how does that even happen? But let's start with, why did they start looking at Young Thug? Well, I would say probably about 3 or 4 months ago, there was a guy, and he is a rapper in the group, and he goes by Big Brisk. His name's Christian Eppinger. Wild guy. So this guy, who happens to be out on parole, he gets stopped by a police officer. The cop comes up there, and apparently there's a warrant out for this guy. The police officer reaches over to try and arrest him. He pushes him back, pulls out a pistol, shoots the cop in the head, and then 5 times in the chest. This officer survives.
holy shit.
Wild case. Officer survives. They catch
Damn.
the shooter a few days later. And so they start looking into, who is this guy? I mean, once you start shooting police, the level escalates.
Yeah.
So now they're starting to, they're saying, okay, who is this guy? They find out he is connected to Young Thug. So they start looking a little bit further in. They're like, okay, who is this Young Thug character? Where did he come from? And so about 10 years ago, it shows him being part of this flood gang, whatever. And then it shows, as he's starting to become a rapper, he's creating his label, Young Stoner Life. Well, the other big label in town that was kind of like the up-and-coming group was YFN Lucci. And so in that time, those two started beefing against each other over little shit. They're young at that time. It starts over a girl, right? Hey, apparently Lucci sleeps with this girl. Well, Young Thug starts a little upset, starts snooping around trying to see who's involved with Lucci. Well, there is a big-time leader in this gang, and this guy goes by, his name was Donovan Thomas. Well, essentially, Thug finds out somehow that this guy is an informant. And this guy is one of the leaders of this gang. So he starts making a bunch of songs about this guy being a rat, how Lucci's associated with him, and, you know, if he was around me, he would be killed.
Yeah.
So about 2 months later, after these songs come out, Donovan Thomas is murdered in front of a barbershop. Okay. Now the cops are starting to see, okay, now we have possibly an organization here. And so was there a response to this hit? Yeah, there was. Because last year we find that, I don't know if people know, so Young Thug got arrested about a month ago, but YFN Lucci was arrested last year on a murder charge. And so he's already in prison. And so when Donovan Mitchell was murdered, this retaliation happened about 6 months later. So Lucci hops in the car one day, and they're like, we're going to get revenge for our guy, right? So he is the driver in this case. Well, the shooter in this case, who is riding with him, dies in return fire. So they're doing a drive-by, and they have fire returned on them. Well, the guy that's riding with him dies. And guess who takes who they pinned the murder on because he's associated and in the car? Lucci. Lucci goes to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Wild stuff, right? So they're shooting at Young Thug. Young Thug's shooting at them, and now we have this beef. In retaliation for this, apparently, people's mothers' homes started shooting. It's just getting wild, right? And now the police have they're starting to see all of these shootings come together, and now that's why I said. And then they go and they pick up Young Thug, and now we have a massive case here. So that's what I'm saying. Those are 5 cases. They've got shooters from Young Thug all the way back to 2015 to where he shot up Lil Wayne's
tour bus.
bus.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So that was also. So like the rap sheet here is really, really long, and the war is very obvious because you can see the retaliations happen, and it's just going to be wild because we haven't had a star this big go down for something this serious. Like we've had guys that, hey, you know what, they get picked up on a gun charge or they get caught with drugs and they go away for a year or two. But this is going to be the first time we see like a multi-platinum artist go away for life.
Yeah,
like
2 of them.
Probably never coming home.
Yeah, 2 of them.
The interesting part about this is I think that just like Lucci's guy was an informant. I think Lucci was an informant. I think they knew about it. I think that he was telling them Thug didn't have a choice, so they were going to try and off him because Lucci's had 2 attempts on his life since he's been in prison. He got stabbed twice and survived both of the stabbings. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This stuff's serious. They have people inside of jail doing things. They have people outside of jail doing things. They're calling this like the mafia wars of like the 90s or like the 80s. Like this is the biggest thing since The Godfather.
Well, because Young Thug is a blood, right?
Yeah.
And YNF Lucci is just nothing, right?
Yeah. Well, and I don't think this is not like a blood or a Crip thing. This is more of
but my point
these are two music competitors in the city that are using their labels as essentially gangs and enforcers.
But my point is the Bloods are in prison. Like he could that's why that dude's getting stabbed because he could maneuver like YNF Lucci or whatever.
Well, he has his own people in prison that have already been arrested on other shootings. Like
but he doesn't have a whole gang.
The Lil Wayne tour bus shooting. The guy in his gang is still in prison for that shooting of Lil Wayne's tour bus. Like there's several members that have already been arrested for deeds and they're already in jail. They just couldn't prove that it was an entire organization. So they picked off individuals, but this is the first time where you saw 28 people get picked up at one time.
Well, my only point was just saying that like Bloods are like an actual gang, like it runs like all over the place. So like they would do it for a fellow Blood, but I want to know how like this shit gets tied into lyrics.
Well, it gets tied into the lyrics because he has several songs out there where number one, like he has a song out there where he explains how he got into gangs, which ones he's joined, and in order. But he doesn't it doesn't come out and say, hey, when I was 17, I joined this. Like he was just like, it started with this and this and this and this, and then we went to this, and now you know what I mean? Like so it's like I don't know how they're gonna do that, but then he's got there's an artist signed to him named Yak Gotti, and Yak Gotti he is essentially like the shooter for the gang. Like he's the one that put down Donovan Thomas. They know that he did it. They have a recording, essentially, according to them. But Yak Gotti has a lyric basically saying like, YSL, we're down to shoot for this shit. YFN, we're gonna do this shit. And like there's certain like things, and then like that song comes out, and then like Donovan Thomas dies like a couple weeks later. There's several songs, and then there's timings to killings. Yeah. And so essentially they're going to try and tie those songs and say, hey, man, like they're saying that they're a part of this. It's going to be the first time that they're allowing, I guess, like lyrics to basically say you're a part of something, you're affiliated something. So it's not like a document, a document or paperwork or a phone call recording that specifically says, hey, I did this crime, versus like, I don't know, like, because in art, you can always just say, hey, it's art. I didn't mean what I was doing, but I don't know. Like I said, like, it's going to be the first time that, that's happened.
My thing is they're like, yeah, okay, even if he said that lyric you just said and that dude dies, like, they still got to prove that he actually did it. Just saying like a lyric, like hinting, but he didn't literally say, like at this date.
What they're trying to say is it was an organized hit.
Well, yeah,
like
I mean,
this was a hit by the gang, and because you're in here, basically doing a song with the gang or claiming gang affiliation, because it's a RICO case, they're arresting the gang. So if you're a part of the gang, it doesn't matter if you did the shooting or not. So Young Thug never killed anybody in this situation, but he's going to get charged with all the murders. Because if you're a part of the gang, you get what one person gets charged with, everybody gets charged.
Well, if there's somebody giving,
and so that's the whole problem.
If there's somebody giving orders, that's all they got to find out. See, like the lyrics are just, to me, the lyrics were just like a stepping stone to get justification to investigate them. That's what it looks like to me, because like at the end of the day, these guys, they're snitching on both camps. There's got to be, because I mean, how else? That's just how it goes, man. Like.
Well, yeah, one of the people that, and there's soldiers that are playing both sides of the fence too.
Exactly.
Because one of the guys that stabbed Lucci in jail, essentially he was being accused of working for YFN, even though he was a YSL member. And they said essentially, hey, if you want to show that you're truly a part of us, you gotta do a job for the team. And he was already in prison, and so that was his job. And he stabbed him. There's a lot of and the crazy thing is, and that there's an interviewer that I think if people want to do more research or they're just interested in the topic, there's an interview out there with Vlad TV.
Yeah.
And you'll see that there's an investigative journalist out of Atlanta who's been following this whole saga for 7 years.
Dang.
And I would go there. Yeah, this guy, he's got evidence for, and he's literally been writing about it. What he's doing is he's doing the same thing that Academics was doing for Chicago. He saw how popular Academics got from reporting on all the gang activity in Chicago, and then somebody else, guess what? It's here in Atlanta too. I'm going to do the same thing here. And so he's been following it for about 10 years. And yeah, it's just a wild drama, man. It's just a wild drama. And it's going to be interesting to see how this case goes, because one of the really, it's a small win for Young Thug, but they tried to dismiss his lawyer. His lawyer, his name is Brian Steele, and he's kind of like the Saul Goodman of Atlanta. He is the guy you call. And essentially, they tried to dismiss him as a lawyer because I guess somebody else, basically they're trying to say that he could be a witness in the case. And so they've tried dismissing him off the case so he can't represent him. But somehow Thug got around that. So he's got the Saul Goodman on the case. And like I said, I don't want to take up any more time, but I would refer to that interview. But it's crazy, man. Like I said, you don't really hear it. We hear about the big mass shootings and stuff that happen, and they're tragic, but there's also lots of little stuff that you just never hear about. You never hear about any of this stuff. And then all of a sudden, one big guy goes down. You're like, holy crap, this stuff's been going on for years. Yeah.
So Thug and Gunner are both in jail as we speak.
Yes, but I will say one thing. The investigative journalist said that from what they've heard from the police, he has no violent activity in the gang. So he might be the only one that gets out. They're saying that he could get off because there's no evidence of violent activity.
No, Gunner.
They said Gunner could get out. And I think, if there's somebody that talks, it would most likely be the guy that sings.
How are others associated with them not involved? Lil Baby, for example.
Well, Lil Baby is not. Well, Lil Baby's just kind of his own artist. He's not. He does songs with them. He does business with them.
Okay. Because he's cousins with Migos, right?
I don't know exactly his blood of it, his family. He's a young Atlanta artist making a ton of money. He's got a great voice. You
got to think though, New York was the hub for hip hop for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, over the last 10 to 15 years, it's been Atlanta.
Yep.
Right? Everyone goes there. everyone goes there for hip hop to get big. Like Jack Harlow, right? Like he
Yeah.
made it a point to drive to Atlanta and enrolled in college in Atlanta, like Georgia State or whatever, just to be there for the music scene, and that's how I got hooked up with drama. But like,
And James will tell you, man, that's where a lot of acting stuff is now, man. They're shooting a lot of movies there.
Yep.
yeah, a lot of stuff
And
there.
so
So,
Atlanta's a big hub.
do you think they're going to be able to tie more artists into it?
Oh, absolutely. I have question marks about several people in the industry, and the one that I have, honestly, I'm just afraid to say it, but like, dude, I think, because I don't want to put it out there, but like, Gucci Mane's a big question mark here. Like, you know, he who found Thug? Gucci did.
Lemon.
Who's been to prison? Who got out of prison? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, he's done his time. He's killed plenty of people. We all know who Gucci Mane is.
Jeez.
But I'm just saying, how did he not get picked up?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. You know, you know, like Thug's his artist. You know, and I would just think that, you know, anything that Thug's involved with, Gucci would be involved with. But, you know, I'm sure that, you know, but Gucci said in a recent song, you know, hey, like, I can't remember what the exact lyric is, but he basically said the feds are listening to your songs and they're making cases out of them. That was literally a song that was released like 6 months ago.
50
And,
did an interview.
obviously-
50 did an interview about a month ago with the Breakfast Club or Charlemagne or something like that. And he, I can find the video, but he said, I'd rather catch a murder charge than a RICO charge.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Yeah,
were like,
like,
wow,
murder
really? He's like, I mean, you can deal with the murder charge, but the RICO charge can pin you to 5,000 different things.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you might not have even done them. And that's
thing.
what, you know, that's what they got Tekashi on. They got 6ix9ine's whole group in New York. They got them on a RICO charge.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's no way out of that. And it's so vague. Like, me personally, like, yes, does it get big violent street gangs off the streets? Absolutely. But like, hey, dude, you can't pin a murder on somebody that didn't do it. That's just me personally. Like, if you weren't the guy that pulled the trigger, or you weren't the guy that said, hey, you go do the murder, you're just some guy in the gang, but somehow you're going to get charged with some shooting that you didn't even do. I just don't really think that's right. I mean, that's me personally. Yeah, you could be a part of the gang, but you could just be a little punk drug dealer. You know, it doesn't mean you're going to go kill somebody. And I just think that, like, you know, you have 28 people who are all going to be basically taking the same charges, and that's why you see a lot of snitching. Because it's like, hey, man, I'm not going down for a murder that I didn't do. And I kind of think that that's like, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
So the dominoes are going to start falling here shortly.
I would think so. I mean, you got a bunch of, literally, they're singers. What are singers going to do? I mean, this guy's worth hundreds of millions. This guy's worth probably a couple $100 million.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, there's just no way, like, Thug's going to have to go down. Like, there's just no way, like, when they go into your house and they find the pistol with switches on it, well, you already have 10 to 15.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
So, like, if you're already doing 10 to 15, like, if he comes out and takes more of the blame or something, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, they can make a movie out of him. I mean, like, if you're him at that point, you're like, hey, I'm never coming out of this. So what could be the best thing for my image and my kids moving forward? And if he can take the rap and get Gunna, who can make his family money, out, that might be a good move. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Sign the rights over to his life.
I'm never going to be involved in that. Huh?
Yeah, nah. The whole thing's wild. I mean, it's definitely.
Yeah, and like this is going on right now, and no one really knows it. But you're not gonna be hearing any of the music from them for a little bit.
Nah.
No, you just gotta hope that they have like a bunch of pre-recorded. You know, like they have to have known this stuff was coming.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure that they probably pre-recorded stuff. They probably got plenty of music. But hey, if he's going away for life, you know, that is what it is. But apparently the trial starts next January, so it'll be interesting.
We'll be tuned in.
Well, thanks for having me on, boys. And
Yeah, we'll see
man,
you
thanks
tomorrow,
for
right?
thanks for the knowledge and yeah, are you coming down here?
yeah. I'm gonna be probably coming down either tonight or tomorrow morning,
All right.
like early tomorrow morning. But yeah, like looking forward to it. We're gonna have some fun. Mike's new song is fucking hype. Yeah, everybody gotta check that out.
Yeah.
But later, boys.
All
All right,
man.
dude. We'll see you. Little Daniel.
Downtown Dan, thanks for joining.
The man just has a lot of knowledge. on the hip hop scene.
Oh, dude, he's into it.
I mean, name dropping and everything.
I mean, I didn't know more than half. I mean, I'm saying about 3/4 of that. I had no idea.
I had no clue. I didn't know it dated all the way back to 2015.
Dude, and then it makes you feel kind of old.
Really old.
Oh.
What up, Brandon?
Oh, appreciate it, Nerd Stoke. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And Blando Brando, appreciate it. Yeah, Downtown Dan's our official hip-hop reporter on the ground.
That's exactly right. All right, on to sports. Let's wrap it up. The Live Golf Tour.
Yeah.
Causing some controversy.
Yeah, a little bit of rumbling going on in the golf world.
So if you don't know what the Live Golf Tour is, we spoke about this with Phil Mickelson a couple of episodes back. Basically, we called him an asshole for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of think, listen, the reason people are joining this, so 17 PGA Tour golfers have joined. They have been suspended by the PGA.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing it for money.
But they can play in the majors.
They can play in the majors. But the fact of the matter is they're doing it for coin.
Yeah.
You can have your opinion all you want. I think some of these guys are doing it for the money are out of their minds to just be kind of throwing away their image for that. Other guys are assholes and have a bad image already, like Patrick Reed.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of whatever. But the numbers are quite staggering.
They're out of control, but that's what makes it, to me, bullshit. Because how can you sit there and compete with that? You're competing with oil money.
I know.
Because these are like the Saudis, right? Or whoever it is?
Yes, it's backed. So it was basically started by Greg Norman, old-time golfer, and a Saudi investment group are the main group behind it. Phil Mickelson is getting $200 million to join. He's already in. Dustin Johnson, $125 million. Bryson DeChambeau, $100 million.
And that's without winning a single tournament?
That's just to join it.
And see, and that.
Let me put this in perspective. Tiger Woods' career PGA Tour earnings, Now, word just came out today. Tiger Woods is the third athletic billionaire. Okay, LeBron.
Yeah, but you're talking about tour winnings.
But this is just tour winnings. $121 million in his lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
DJ is getting $125 just for joining.
And that's what I'm saying. This is why, like, I mean, they're buying those big stars, but I'd be shocked if all the little guys got big numbers. I mean, they're probably getting peanuts.
Super shocked. They had Louis Oosthuizen was up there. Graham McDowell, the Irishman.
Yeah.
And he said something along, this isn't the exact quote, but he said, it's hard to be away from your family for 35 weeks out of the year when you're not making much from that. That time is worth something, and it's nice to be rewarded for that time away from your family. Was not the exact quote, basically what he said in the press conference.
Yeah.
They were getting drilled by reporters.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you join? Why? And all they wanted them to say was, we did it for the money. And every golfer danced around the question. They were, come to find out, instructed to dance around the questions.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Yes.
But again, like, you can't compete with. That's why in this country they do away with monopolies, or they're supposed to, even though Amazon's basically a monopoly. But because you can't compete with something that's like it's too big for everyone. You get what I'm saying? Like, these numbers are just out of control. And that's without even winning anything. That's just showing up.
Yeah.
And so that's just wild to me. And I'm a big fan. I'm a traditional kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like the PGA, like all these records, all this stuff. Like, now all these golfers that just switched, all their PGA wins, like, I'm not talking about the majors, but like all those wins, I mean, like, their records are done now, and it's like all that stuff's gonna be shifting and changing.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's good for this. Me personally, I think viewership won't be as high for those as they're banking on for those tournaments.
Yeah, I agree.
People still care about the majors.
Yeah.
Because the majors is the best of the best. This is you're paying a handful of good guys and finding some other schlups to go out there.
And I didn't know that the majors weren't associated with PGA Tour. I didn't know that. But like the Live Golf started in London yesterday. I haven't watched a single second of it.
No. Because
like the first one that they have in the States is in Oregon. I believe it's either June 30th or July 30th. I forget. But so that'll be the first one in the States. But it's like, morally, how things go over there in Saudi Arabia and everything, it's terrible. Women don't have rights. if you are part of the LGBTQ community, you might as well move.
They'll throw you off a roof.
They'll kill you.
Like
It's terrible.
legitimately.
Yeah, it's awful. And then you get to thinking, like, okay, so Manchester City, who just won the Premier League again, they're backed by oil money too. Same thing. Paris Saint-Germain, biggest club in France, same thing. And, like, people turn a blind eye to that. Whereas here, it's very different.
All right, so Blendo, I said shouted out Nerd Stoke. I'm shouting him out again. But Brandon's sitting here saying in the chat, I think there are two positives from it that doesn't deal with golfers. One, you see many more shots than a PGA coverage, and it's a different format, which is a good change. Hopefully, this makes the PGA have a different type of tournaments. PGA still remains superior, though. And in my mind, like to most Americans, I think the PGA will remain superior.
Yeah, absolutely.
No matter what. To me, this is like some XFL spinoff that's going to fizzle out in about 2 years, and these guys are going to come crawling back.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I think is going to happen.
And there's an old saying that goes recently over the last 20 years of golf about Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is not an idiot. Obviously, he's already a billionaire. His brand rakes in the money.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a dumbass, and he's chasing Jack Nicklaus's, major record.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you, they always say this, like, Tiger doesn't move the needle. He is the damn needle. Okay?
Yeah.
People will watch the PGA Tour if Tiger is playing 10 out of 10 times over anything else.
Yep.
It's just a fact.
Done deal.
Even if he's struggling, which he has, and he knows it, that's why he's taking more time, and he backed out of whatever the Open, I guess, or to heal. But it's just like, if Tiger doesn't go, you're shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about Phil Mickelson. I don't care about Dustin Johnson.
No.
Bryson is a douche, right? Like, I'm a Brooks Koepka guy over Bryson 10 out of 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
And
he had Ludacris at his wedding?
Performing at his wedding. Yeah, I did
his
see
wife was getting down, son.
I did see that. Yeah, that looked like a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could have any big-time rapper at your wedding, I guess it probably would be a good time. But Ludacris is just like, you think about Luda, he was never number one, but he did, I'm coming for that number one spot. Yeah. But that was the Austin Powers remake.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and he's in Fast and Furious.
God, how much money has he made from that?
Listen, man, Luda is like, look, you guys can do all your shoot 'em up shit. I'm going to sit here and make some money.
Do you know, to this day, Ludacris still has his 1994 Acura?
Really?
And that's what he drives around.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Luda's like one of those dudes that just hit after hit after hit. And then he did The Baby with Justin Bieber. Set for life. Are you kidding? You get on a track with Bieber, dude, you might as well just, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, you're there. Yeah. You're there. So that's crazy. Yeah, live golf thing's pretty wild. The amount of money is just bonkers.
Let us know your opinions on the matter.
Yeah, I don't really care about them. NCAA baseball, the super regional.
No. We care about your opinions.
Yeah, we just don't really care about live.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, definitely care about Tommy with Nubs is going.
Oh, we're.
All right, super regionals are going on. NCAA baseball. ECU won today, 13-7. It was 13-7. It was a great game. Virginia Tech's playing right now. They're losing 4-0 to Oklahoma in the 6th. Not good. Tech was favored big time. Number 4 in the country, so we'll keep our eyes on that. The winners of these super regionals this weekend compete in the College World Series for the bigger thing.
Mm-hmm.
NHL. The Avalanche swept.
Show enough.
We called that happening.
Yep.
They're probably going to win the whole thing. Last night, Game 5, the Rangers lost. They're down 3-2. Game 6 is tomorrow at 8 p.m. in Tampa Bay. Rangers plus 155. Tampa Bay minus 180. Over under 5.5. The score last night was 3-1. I feel like Tampa Bay is going to...
You think so?
Yeah, they're going to close it out at home tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool for them to do that and then lose to Colorado. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be they're trying to be the first team in yeah.
But Colorado hadn't won one, have they?
They haven't been to the finals since 2001.
Yeah.
And they are good, dude. They just come out.
Dude, they're just solid.
They poured on you.
Yeah,
and they're mean too, dude.
Hell yeah.
Some of the checks they were throwing when I was watching the game the other night was like, God damn.
Yeah.
All right, wrap it up with the NBA. Warriors were dominated the other night. They made a little bit of a comeback, but Boston ended up winning by 10 to take a 2-1 series lead.
Mm-hmm.
Game 4 is tonight in Boston. Steph Curry will play. He has no limitations. He was hurt towards the end of Game 3.
What was the injury?
Ankle. Draymond Green. Get your big-ass head out of your ass.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. He has fouled out. They've played 3 games. He's fouled out in 2 of them. He fouled out Game 3. Listen to his stat line.
Yeah, didn't somebody say he looked like the donkey from Shrek?
Yeah.
I could have sworn somebody dissed his ass with that. I could have sworn that. God knows.
I'll be your friend.
Oh, man. He didn't have any friends that night, though.
Bro, he had 2 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. You know what we call that?
What?
Shit. That's absolute shit.
Yeah.
And he's such a like Game 2 when they won, he got away with. There was a play where it was literally the caption was Draymond clears out the way for Steph, and he is acting like a fullback. Just literally takes 2 players out and just keeps walking into the paint. Steph open 3, and they don't call it off. I'm like, that's a moving screen if I've ever fucking seen it.
Yeah.
He did not stop. He just out of the way. So, Draymond, bro. You know what they said?
What?
They said that if Boston wins, that the Boston Celtics or Dave Portnoy, who was sitting courtside with Guy Fieri the other night, it was hilarious, should be the top sponsor for Draymond's podcast. So the ad reads have to be for the Celtics. Yeah, it would be so good. All right, Game 4 is tonight. Celtics minus 3.5. They're minus 160 on the money line. Plus 135 for Golden State.
Where's it at?
It's in Boston.
God. I mean, Steph has to show up.
Yeah,
injury or not.
It's going to be a little tender. Yeah, well, I'll tell you guys to show up. Clay needs to get out of his slump, too.
Yeah.
He's got it. And Jordan Poole, they need help. It's been one guy. You know, like when they won Game 2, Klay Thompson was awful.
Yeah.
Poole and Steph carried him.
So it's tonight. Do they all click tonight?
You would hope so.
Well, now that I'm hearing all this, I feel like Boston's going to win it. And I think tonight might be the night Golden State actually clicks as a team.
Yeah.
And then wins big, goes back home, thinks they got it, and Boston just comes out hard.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are studs.
Out of control, man.
Out of control. I don't even know who's better. They're both like, now to the media, right? Tatum is Batman and Jaylen Brown is Robin. And Jaylen Brown had to accept that role for them to click this well. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, damn. I couldn't tell the difference. They're both.
So I heard like Tatum was a dick. Like I don't know. I heard he was like kind of a prima donna attitude boy.
You know, I saw Nelly sitting courtside too in all this green the other night.
You still have a fucking Band-Aid on?
Nah. But I did read
finally healed
that Nelly. So Tatum grew up in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Nelly went to high school with his mom and dad.
Oh, really?
And they've been tight ever. Yeah, he calls him Unc, and there's pictures of him when he was young and everything.
That's crazy.
But Nelly's there supporting him as like a whatever. So.
Well, Nelly was a hell of an athlete, like for sure.
Bro, really? I remember him dominating celebrity softball games.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that was.
Or how about his role as the running back in the longest yard?
Yeah.
Classic.
Dude, I mean, I'm surprised some NFL team didn't reach out from that performance.
I mean, Jesus. Goddamn Emmitt Smith out there. But that does it. We're going to be posting some things from the music video shoot tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which it's going to be a different experience. We're stoked. We're jacked.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man.
It'll be fun.
Regardless, it'll be fun to look back on in like 20 years.
And we'll debut the video whenever it's ready. I'm going to put Mikey's song right here at the end. Keep listening. Till then, we'll catch you guys next week. We'll let you know how tomorrow goes.
Peace.
Later.
Appreciate it, chat.
Chat, as always. Outstanding. Outstanding stuff.